I am. What? Wow. This motherfucker here, he's just like, nope, I'm going to mute myself. So I disappear. But he leaves his bar stool laying around. Like, I got to clean up.
Hey, at least he didn't
Hey,
steal it this
chat.
time.
I like it when they steal it. At least I know they're gone. Now, oh! Well,
Andromeda, your bar is in the red. Do you know how many stools you have to buy on a daily basis?
I was trying to finish the video I was watching before you came in. There was only like 5 seconds left to it, or 15 seconds, whatever. I don't care. And I just figured you didn't want copyright strike on your video, Andromeda.
I'm not watching what you watch.
No, but it was coming through your. It would have been coming through your audio.
It would have.
Got content matched, and then you got Big Suit.
Who the fuck? Wait, I was about to say who the fuck cares about that, but Big Suit is not a word I like. I have lots of disclaimers. Okay, so guys, first we gotta talk about the fact that I spent 5 hours on the beach today. I am now 3 hue saturation gradients darker than I was when I went. Also, I used to spend lots of times outdoors in Minnesota. One thing, it's like my legs were Teflon. They never tanned nor burned. They had no, they were always just, I was always going to be an albino white girl from the waist down. It's just the way it was going to go. Not today. My legs are burnt all the way to my toes. It's a fucking tragedy that I love. I love the fucking beach. And my new chair that I bought while Daisy was broken, Logan took a nap on it and I was so jealous. I was about to do so, but he was falling asleep in the sitting chair. And honestly, I just love being at the beach so much. I can't believe we didn't fly a kite. That was fucking stupid because it was finally with us. I scraped so much sand out of Daisy and posted a fucking short to YouTube. But then what I do when I go to the beach, and the reason why it's so much beach therapy is a lot of times I will sit there and I will think. And the water's like white noise because the waves are so loud that even though we're so close to. So before I get into what I want to talk about, there was something really fucking kind of crazy that happened because it was so hot for once that I actually wanted to go into the ocean to cool off. So I turn around and BK and I go out. I think it's like the 3rd time I'm going out to the ocean, right? And you know how I'm always talking about how you can't do things in life, right? Like people say they can't. Like you'd be like, oh, I just can't do that. And I think can't is such a bad word, right? And whatever. So anyways, right, BK and I are sitting there. We're just standing. It was a purple flag. So, you know, we're not going out any more than waist deep. Purple flag for you, Power Canyon. If you didn't know, it means hazardous marine life is present. I didn't see it. But I think they're just doing it for summer looks so that if somebody gets bit by a shark, the city can't be sued. I have no idea.
Yeah, just imagine though.
But anyways, because I didn't even see a single freaking man of war today. And we've seen more than that. And nobody...
No, that shit is dumb though, because this is actually pissing me off. We see like man of wars popping up like it's a fucking horror movie out there one day. We call people, we try to do something, we try to call it in. No one puts up a purple flag, but all the people coming down for summer, those people get a purple flag when there's nothing happening.
It's just because they scream louder. Because once they get stung, they scream louder. That's all it is. It really, truly is. Although
so
that,
loud.
what is it called? O-search? O-D-E-A-R-C-H. I'm guessing it's pronounced O-search. O-search allows you to track trackable sharks in the bay. So sharks that have been tagged are literally real time. And there was one yesterday. There was one last night when I found this app. I was like, oh my God, there was like a baby mako or some shit. Like, because it didn't say a little mako. It was like, it was only 8 feet long. And aren't makos like really big sharks?
I actually wouldn't know. I don't know if makos are really big.
Okay. So, I haven't even gotten a chance to look through the footage I took today. I took some videos. I took some pictures. None was my more favorite than Gunner dug a hole underneath the Jeep and I built him a tent and he slept underneath the Jeep. He was so tired from all the riding. It was amazing.
Ow.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. Dogs are learning how to act at the beach, which is great because when we first got here, they were so hyper vigilant that they were like rah, 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 about everything. Hurricane, Logan would like to have some acknowledgement. Apparently, he has something he'd like to tell you. Oh, he already said it, and then it disappeared. I just ignored him. I'm sorry. It's my child.
Wow.
It happens. Okay.
Crazy.
Okay. No. So a lot of times I'll be sitting there and I just feel like this is why but on the real, I don't need the ocean nearly as much as I need the fucking Jeep. Like, the Jeep is my everything. Daisy and I, you guys, I mean, I could be Dennis Rodman and marry an inanimate object right now. Like, that was atrocious to my ears.
What was that?
Power
The
King
Power
doing
King?
some shit. Yeah. So,
I
but
was responding to Logan.
so he's trying to scream at you through my mic, and he doesn't understand that I'm so loud that I have to fucking do shit. Anyways, so no, where I was going with this. So BK and I go out. It's like my third time going. Oh my god, I'm so itchy. I've already taken a shower and I'm full of sand still. Anyways, we're standing there. We're just like talking for a minute, just about like, you know, life, whatever and whatever. And this guy is really struggling next to us. And I'm guessing it's either a family member or a girlfriend. Like, it's somebody that loves him. That's what I can tell. It is right next to him. Whatever. And it takes BK a few minutes, but I noticed right away. So this tells you how serious this situation is, because if I'm noticing anything, you know it's the fucking thing. Dude is learning how to surf. Guess what dude is missing?
What's dude? Is dude missing a surfboard? Wait.
Nope, dude's got a surfboard.
Oh.
Dude's got no legs.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I can't speak on this topic anymore.
So he's like, and he had pulled up by us, and he's got this heavy duty life jacket on. It's like a tactical life jacket and whatever. But like the waves were kind of like, because it was a red flag, red and purple flag, which red flag means really high. Like they can be pretty, you know, whatever. And so she was trying to help him make sure that he didn't get like knocked off of it, which he had. Right. And we're standing there, and there's no way with these waves that I was going to hold that surfboard in place. I'm sorry. My little ass was not going to do that. But I'm standing there with BK. So I was like thinking that maybe the lady wanted to help him, you know, and he's probably about 10 years older than me, give or take. Well, probably not. Probably, you know, no, about 10 years. I guess I'm not 50 yet. So I bet he was about 50, 54, somewhere in there. But anyways, no legs, surfboard, and absolute determination. This guy was like, because I was like, do you want us to help? We can hold it, because he had drifted. Because obviously, what is he going to do? He's holding onto the surfboard, the waves, you know how the current runs. And so it like carries you kind of slightly. So BK is facing me and talking to me, and I'm talking to BK and I'm watching what's going on behind him. But BK has no idea. When all of a sudden he turns around, he literally jumps, which is a good thing he didn't jump at the wrong time. He could have had his feet knocked right out from underneath him. Okay.
Or lack thereof. I mean, what?
But,
sorry.
No, I'm talking about BK's legs. But anyways, I
Sorry.
turned around and I was like, and so after watching, because she's like pointing to the surfboard, she's like, come on, pull yourself up here, like to this guy who's like, you know, whatever. I was like, and she's trying to hold the surfboard and also give him that like extra lift, because obviously he can't. I mean, we were in knee high, if you have them, and waist high, okay, water, like when the waves come in. So obviously, but here's my point with this, guys, is that this guy looked right at us and was like, we don't need any help. I'm going to do this. And I'm reminded that, like, one of the things I learned this last year is that sometimes the best way you can help somebody is not help at all. And I kind of was like,
so that guy's aura farming though, right?
Like, that guy, like, no, he was really pissed off. He was really frustrated. And I have no idea. But he also drove there in his own vehicle, by the way.
Well,
All right? Like, dude's gaming. All right? Serious gaming. Blow his legs off. Fuck you. I'm going to live my life. And I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it on my own. Like, he didn't want nobody's help. It was actually a beautiful thing to see. And, you know, I hope that in the news we see in no time that, because I have no idea. He looked like he'd been through some shit. I wouldn't be surprised if he was a vet, which is going to bring me to the next topic. But he was just like, nope, we got it, you know? And whatever. And even her, she was like, because she was like, you know, like trying, when she went to try to like grab him by the ribs to help him up onto the surfboard, he like flung his arm out. And then she's like, then get your ass right here. you know, and pointed on the surfboard. Well, if you're not going to let me help you, here's where you need to get then. And I was like, these two are like power couple. I'm fucking shipping this. I don't know what's going on. But either this is his sister or it's going to be a hell of a wife. Because this lady was like, I got you. I love you. You're being an ass right now and you want to do this on your own, but that's what I'm here for. I'm going to help you. And it was just beautiful, but they literally drifted into us. And she was trying to apologize. And I was like, I'm more sorry for being in your way right now. You know, like if there's anything we can do, like if the way we can help is by moving the fuck out of your way, then you got it. You got it. I'm out of here, you know, kind of thing. So, but no, it's just, it just gave me a minute. I'm looking at this guy. And then, of course, you know, I'm standing there with BK, who already is late to the party, realizing there are people struggling behind him. Okay, well, he's telling me all about how much he loves life here. But then I turn around and he is like, that dude doesn't have legs. That dude doesn't have legs. I didn't realize that dude didn't have legs.
It would have been really unlucky if Brandon was talking about how much he loves legs and having them, though. That would have been bad.
Well, and the thing is on the real, though, in the water we were in and the level of the waves that they were, I mean, they were knocking Brandon and I off of our feet, literally. Like, it's just like a leg sweep, you know? So I guess he wasn't struggling with that. And that is definitely the way the guy was looking at it, glass half full. He's like, I'm going to fucking surf. I can surf without legs, you know? People fucking game without hands and fucking people fucking paint without eyes. Like, you can't, it's not a word that I think that we should be allowed to use. You know, like in the end of the day, I think you can. I think that sometimes whatever we can do is too much fucking work. You know, like I could be a scientist. It is going to take me umpteen million failures because it's the only subject I struggled with in high school. I still could have made my dream happen. Can't is not a word. Which is kind of funny because that's going to bring me to, and I know here, watch Power can't leave with his stool because one of the things I want to talk about is I was reflecting today while I'm sitting there in the sun and I was thinking about, you know, some stuff. So I decided I'm just going to come out with it. So here's the deal. I finally have made this like piece where I'm like willing to just like, you know, kind of, okay, I was psychotic in a manner. I mean, I don't like the term. I don't want to call myself a psycho. I don't like the term crazy. Okay, because these are derogatory terms. But I was mentally ill, severely handicapped in my mental faculties for 2 years. I was not able to be the person that I had previously intellectually and emotionally been capable of being. So now, though, as we heal and I get past this, so, I don't know. But, you know, I was told once that I need validation, that I need to be told if I'm right or if I'm wrong. Like, that I need, because, and it makes sense because, like, you know, I've watched a lot of, especially having BK come and live with us, seeing how trauma responds with him. Like, I hate getting upset with him and hollering at him because in his family, it was something that never fucking got let go of. It wasn't something that you tried to correct and help the person and do better with the behavior and then move along. It was something that you are now punished for life because you were a dumbass. And he is not a dumbass. He is an incredibly intelligent human being who has autism and needs a little bit of help. And so, anyways, so he, watching how trauma affects everybody and thinking about how trauma was affecting me and knowing that I was in this really deep-seated relationship, that's what it was. I tried to kind of deny it to my ex-husband and he was like, it sounds like you were in a relationship. And I was like, I don't know that I would call it that. It was I think the going term for kids these days are situationship, whatever. But here's the deal. It started off with me being like made aware that certain behaviors that he exhibited were unhealthy. And I struggled greatly with whether or not, because we were both raised by similar parents and childhood trauma can make you really susceptible to narcissists, okay? And we've been friends for 17 years. It's not like I just walked in and I was like, this guy's a narcissist, okay? I really don't know. Because I'm writing Siren stories. Was any of it real? And all his behaviors by every scientific fact indicate that he's a narcissist, okay? But I don't know. In my heart, I don't know. I don't know because sometimes what we do is we learn how to deflect narcissistic behaviors because of the people who were around. And what I have figured out while I was sitting there in front of the waves is that I absolutely 110% do not doubt that his wife's got it. And that there's definitely abuse that we witness on all sides of things. I've always been somebody that doesn't think that, you know, like the ways that I was depicted in getting involved. Like she said that I said their marriage was over. I never said any shit like that. But I did say that if they didn't find a better method of communication, that they were going to struggle. But, you know, people hear what they want to hear. But then I ended up having an affair with this guy, and I'm not proud of this. So those of you that are watching right now, like, just know, like, I struggle with PTSD. I was diagnosed with PTSD complex trauma. My husband basically abandoned me. We've been married for 24 years. I had taken on an extra kid. I had no place to live. I went to the only people that I knew. My best friend of 17 years. We ended up having an affair. So it is what it is. But here's the deal. I started writing Siren stories and I had this meltdown. And I've been trying, like, because self-control and patience is not my strong suit. I'm just going to be real. Like, I wish I could say, you know, everybody, I am awesome. I am great. I am so fucking, like, the coolest fucking person ever, but I'm not perfect. And I think it's really important to point out. I have issues. Smart people knows what theirs are. I can be an impatient bitch. I'm not going to lie. I cannot be a vengeful bitch. It doesn't work for me. I cannot be, you know, but here's the deal. I can be a baby bitch. We'll call it that. So when I wrote it and I started recalling the beginning of our relationship and the things that he did for me that, like, sucked me into the point where, like, I was even willing to break certain boundaries that I never would have before, because it didn't matter that I was separated and it didn't matter that I wasn't with my husband. What mattered is he has a wife and kids, and I should have respected them. And they deserved, all of them deserved my respect, and didn't get it because I was chasing dopamine, I assume. I just needed something to feel better than the fact I was in the most, like, horrific, like, darkness. And so when he started behaving that way, it really set me for, like, this, like, I was, like, really emotional that night after talking, because I'm looking back on the things we did, and he was so sentimental and sweet. Like, there were so many little things that he did to think about me, and nobody ever does. That, like, so I learned something interesting that you guys might want to know. Narcissists, do you know what they call it when narcissists start off a relationship and shower you with everything that they have basically read you? Like, this is your recipe. If we shower you with this, then you're going to become so infatuated and in love that there is
Isn't that love bombing?
Okay, that is love bombing, but do you know what they call it when somebody who is an actual narcissist does it?
No, I just would assume it's love bombing.
Grooming.
Oh.
Dun 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 dun. Somebody cue. Yes. Somebody cue. That's a big boy word. Yes. Yes.
Big boy topic.
Oh, yes. Yes.
That's
The
not where
same.
it's supposed to go.
The same way that sexual assault predators will groom their it's literally, like, if you look this up, if you were to, like, because I'm a nationally certified sexual assault advocate, and I would never tell one of them that they were prey, but that is the way you learn it in science. Like, basically, a lot of times they're prey. No matter what, if somebody is sexually assaulted, they're being hunted, whether it is an intimate partner hunt or if it is a random act hunt. Either way, it's two different hunters. People who hunt bears are not going to be the same kind of people who go whaling. They're both hunters, but they serve. They. So anyways, so here's the deal, guys. I kind of freaked out on him. I told him I hate him, which sometimes I think I do, because of what he's made me recover from. He also made me grow in a lot of ways that I'm thankful for. But the fact that he subscribed to my Andros bar and I'm just, like, sitting here ignoring it, you know, I took a screenshot I could send his wife if I was the bitch that everybody thinks I am. but I understand. So, but it really got me thinking again. Because I'm like, it makes me nervous because 3 weeks ago, that would have made me just want to crawl into a hole and hide again, which I kind of told him. So, you know how like, while I was in that relationship, every single time I'd be like, here, this would be more productive and healthy. I need this from you. You do the absolute opposite. Well, I literally told him that I was going to disband all my projects a month ago because I was too afraid that he was going to silently watch me because he told me once. I'll always know what you're doing. I'll always know where you go. Like, I'll be able to find you. I've done it before, basically. Like, you know, like, and I don't think it was meant as creepy, but I question everything now because he hasn't given me any reason to think that it was anything other than all his behavior, check, all the way across the board, according to the freaking psychologist, according to, like, literally anybody except for me will tell you this guy's a narcissist and he's bad news. Even IG came around and this guy was like a father figure to him for, like, I mean, honestly, in a lot of ways, more than his own father. And turned around and was like, we're wrong, Mom. We're wrong. He's not what we thought he was. That was like, because I was questioning myself after trauma and PTSD complex, you know, like, I'm going to struggle with CPTSD for the rest of my life. It is very obvious. Like, I'm never going to fully get over it. I have to take control of how it affects me. One of the things I need to realize is that I might, especially during the moments because I was fresh in trauma. The trauma's gone. I haven't had a trauma response since October 20th of, 2024. Okay? Obviously. So, well, not obviously, I guess. I mean, it could have been 20. I'm old. Anyways, so I know that my trauma response is gone. So when he subscribed to me on YouTube, though, here's my thing. My logical side is like, is this a warning because you don't want your wife to know all the ways you lied to her because I'm writing my story and I'm going to tell the truth and you think you're going to scare me to stop because I told you kind of do that? Or is this a, you know, like part of me wants to go to that side of, is this, you know, he was the poor lost puppy dog. He was a victim. And that's where I was going to get to with all of this. So, I don't know if he's aware or not about how he exhibits behaviors because I used to say certain things to him. And he's like, this is just who and what I am, which is, by the way, in all textbooks and all fucking things, that is the way of a narcissist. Narcissists are just like, this is how I am. Is it just that this is how I am? Or is it that he's been so exposed to such unhealthy behaviors? Because that was my problem for all the years. And when he and I met, we were really, really good friends, but we both came from very similar parents. His mom was similar to my dad. Like there was like certain things that we connected on a deeper level that other people like probably couldn't understand because not everybody is treated that way by their parents. Okay. So was what I felt real? And because one of the things IG said is IG was like, as soon as he lost his job, he's like, the more time he spends around his wife, the worse he's going to get. And because I do believe that she is a control freak, I believe that she their possessions, everything belongs to her. And so I understood and saw, like physically, like I literally witnessed enough behavior from that aspect that I don't think I have to question her. But, you know, two narcissists can raise children just fine. I mean, not just fine. It's volatile and it's fucking really bad. But as far as I know, they like to fight behind closed doors. So, I mean, you know, family dynamics are family dynamics. None of them are perfect. And I'm not like trying to sit here. But what I was really wondering is, you know, what's bothered me and what's kept me on this hook that I don't care about anymore is he aware of exactly how his behaviors truly affected things? Because he hasn't owned any of it. He freaked out on me as soon as I paid him off. So I think he was just like using and baiting the situation. All of his behavior, according to mental professionals, scream that he is an abuser. His wife went to one that I know of, one therapy session. And the first thing they said out of their mouth, the therapist said, I think you're in an abusive relationship. And I literally was like, well, I think she's just going to spin it in whichever way she can in order to get the sympathies, which is what a narcissist would do. But what if I'm not right? And what if it's all just like on the cusp of narcissism? But this is what it made me want to talk about it, is what is the difference between being a narcissist and exhibiting narcissistic trait. Because there are certain things that when you're raised by a narcissist or you're married or live with or have your counterpart is a narcissist, there are certain behaviors that you learn to adapt and develop, and you look at the world differently, and it warps your way of thinking. Night Star is a great example. But anyways, so my biggest problem is that how could I feel so deeply and think that I had somebody figured out so much and be so wrong when I usually am not. Like I don't have problems walking away from people typically. I've had a real problem walking away from him. Like I feel like his heart was real, but everything that I've read in the support groups I've joined is all like, yep, that'd be witchcraft and narcissism. That'd be how they do it. They literally make you think. So, the fact though is, he always told me, well, you know, this is just how I am, which one of the reasons why I started originally putting distance between he and I is because saying that indicated that there's no room for change. Look, I know exactly who I am too, and I've let most of it go, but I have clung to a small amount of it enough that you're not going to hear me say I'm not a bitch or can't be. You'll hear me say I try not to be. I also am not at a point where I can say that I never exhibit unhealthy behaviors. Oh, I do. I just try to come back and own them. I tend to internalize and take things on way too much and way deeper, assuming responsibility for people's actions that quite generally I should not. But you know, this is the other flip side of it. So because I don't know if he's the narcissist and maybe he, you know, because he's been married 17. So what if he, like, in his behavior warped his wife to the point where she's become what she's become? Because I know I saw a different side of me. Or is it the other way around? And there's no way for me to know. And I was like so close with the whole family and cared about all of them so much. All I know is the kids were miserable when we got there, and that's all I cared about. Literally, the oldest was like, I just want to survive long enough to get out of my house without them all hating or being disappointed in me. And she spent her whole time when they weren't in the house, her parents weren't in the house because they went on a cruise. The whole time that they were gone, she hung out with us. As soon as they were back, she never came out of her room. It was very, Night Star's daughter was very much the same. The only thing I do know, and so I thought about it while I was at the beach today. You guys, what is her name in my fucking series? Because we can't use real names. I believe her name is Ciara. I think it's Ciara. So you guys can get used to that. We're going to call her Ciara. Well, I've been working on the book series now for 2 years. So, we'll call her Ciara. Okay, so Xavier's wife, Ciara. All right, so now, hey, look at me. Just, I'm multi-marketing here. We can now post this up onto, Siren Stories as well because we're dealing with the characters. But no, Ciara, whatever had happened, and I kind of blamed myself because I already knew Ciara had abandonment issues, and then both her mom and I were gone, like just boom. And I don't think either one of us dealt with it really well. I don't think either one of us wanted to leave. I can't speak for, Ciara's mom, but for me, being away from their family after we had built so much together for like 7 years, like we had holidays and everything, like being away was a good choice. What I thought was a good choice for my own personal family that was real family, but like left a void that I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure it was ever worth it, which is so ironic since I decided to then decimate all of that because I had it back. It was in my hands, and because of trauma and bad choices and false promises, all of it blew up in my face, and I deserve it. I deserve it. I was a whore in a closet. I deserve it. I know why I couldn't think straight, and I know I would have made different choices, but that doesn't affect or change the fact that I made the bad choices that I made, and a whole plethora of individuals were affected as a result, okay? And now looking back, it was not worth it. It was not worth it. But it might have helped me survive because the moments that were good, there was no good in my life in the moment. So, but they were fake good. It was like I was being like ghosted, like, baited. And I I thought something was good, and then it felt good, so it must be good. It was the worst decision of my life. I before trauma this last time, I literally still was able to count the regrets I had on one hand. My actions and behaviors during my trauma response mode and having complex PTSD and reacting to everything that we had experienced because we went through the trauma as a family. It blew my whole real family apart. My 24-year marriage family got blown apart. My husband was acting in a way that I knew why he was acting that way, but like I wasn't strong enough or emotionally regulated enough. And I had had a fairy tale marriage before that. Like I never would have believed. I mean, IG would tell you, no, it wasn't fairy tale because we went through a lot of shit in the beginning. But what I'm saying is that I was happy. Happier than I had ever been in my life. Ever. We had good communication. But I didn't realize how much I was suffocating myself and stifling myself and doing the things that I was doing. And here's the epiphany I had at the ocean, you guys, and neither one of you guys are going to like it, but I think Xavier's been in the same position. I think he's been slowly, grossly, like maybe he could have been the leading narcissist in their relationship. Maybe it could have been that. But the unknowing of if there's actual malice in his heart, or if the heart I thought I felt was real, it's been reason why I can't let shit go. Because I feel like he's not somebody that should be given up on, but at the same time, the way that he affects me is all that should matter, and I have to choose me, but I've never been that person. I've never been the person that chooses me. And all science and experiences and all the support groups have a similar story. Like you literally can just go check, check, check. It's not even a fucking skip. He and his behaviors 100% set off the narcissistic scale, which means did I just end up in this relationship because I was the child? My father's a narcissist, confirmed, okay? Official diagnosis, not using it like the internet's term slang. And I have no idea. But that's the thing, is I have no idea. I refuse to accept it. I refuse to accept that what everybody was telling me is what it was, but because I just can't believe that his heart isn't real, because I talked a little bit in my last stream about being an empath. Like, I just have never been so confused that I believe I could be so confused that I felt somebody's deepest, like, don't get me wrong, I might sugarcoat shit for a lot of people, but when I eventually get there, and when you like peel back the onion layers, I eventually am like shocked with their that's why I'm not mad at Nightstar. Like, Nightstar was legitimate fear. Okay? All right? I am having a really hard time believing that Xavier doesn't want to be good on the inside or doesn't have a heart that worth something. But his actions and behaviors are so unhealthy that it doesn't matter because of what they've done to me. And they're the worst. And it may be learned behavior, or maybe he's just the devil. I have no way of knowing, but that has been my biggest hang up on this. But here's the beauty of it. You want to hear some shit that I also realized? It broke my codependency. I don't need anybody anymore. I can go do things on my own. It literally shattered and fractured my soul down to a level that has never been happened, never done it before. To literally rebuild and choose with, it's almost like it's like I drank Grandpa's learn or forgetting elixir. It's like it's time to put in the new skill points. And here's the sad thing is that logically I cannot. He's given me no reason. He's ignored any fucking form of communication I've tried. I've gone crazy to a point where I wouldn't trust me. I'd be afraid of me. So there's that. I mean, I honestly on that, I gotta be real. Like, none of this has been pretty. And I have to be 100% honest. Like, as much as we all want to think that he's a bad guy, I can be a psycho. So, I mean, if I were looking at it from an objective point of view, I'd be like, that crazy bitch, I'm never fucking going near that again. But, and I can't blame that. But also, he's known me for 17 years, so I think he'd know better. I think that, but then he didn't. The last 7, he didn't know how good I got, which is womp womp for him. But so I can't tell if what I've gone through is a narcissist or somebody that is adapted to narcissistic behaviors. But I absolutely 100% know his wife is evil because she has set me off every single time around about. And I tried because I thought, come on, we can all be adults, right? Yeah, I was stupid. And then she set me off and I fucking ran my mouth because that's what she wanted, because she is absolutely a witch. Okay? Like, I don't know if he's Satan or not, but I decided today, while I was listening to the white noise of the ocean and whatever, I was like, because I know we lived with them for long enough. I know. And I've done so many bad things, and I probably made Xavier's life a lot worse. And if he's a narcissist, he deserves it. And if he's not, well, shit, I feel bad. But either way, how it affects me and where I'm going to go with it with my life is kind of got to just be me now. So, because that's what it taught me. That's what he taught me. He taught me, don't trust anyone. Because here's a real fucking flippin' fucking bullshit. In the end of the day, I trusted him more than I trusted my husband. And I trusted him. Nightstar may have been my closer friend as far as who I'd blah, blah, blah. But I trusted him more than I trusted her. He is probably the only person in the world that had 100% of my trust and never gave me a reason not to until now. And here's the thing that we can't deny. We know he lied. We know he lied to me. We know he lied to his wife. He did not like me being honest with my ex-husband. I told my ex-husband every time I went somewhere or did anything. He lied to his wife and didn't tell her that he was, taking me to concerts and that, oh my God, Fredericksburg. That's what I was supposed to write about today. And I actually didn't get that kind of writing done at the beach. I ended up writing something else, but I was supposed to write about Frederick. It's like literally the most magical fairy tale in my life. Like, I have never had anybody that I thought could see on the depths that was orchestrated. And now I have to look at it and realize that that's what narcissists do. It's either science and they have absolutely no empathy and emotion, or I get to be wrong. And he really did put that much thought into it, like he did Suicide Squad. Is he just good at figuring out how to fuck with my head? Or did he actually think about me on those levels? That is what makes dealing with all of this so hard. And, like, you want to hear some funny shit? I'll get ready for this. Pargain, I don't think I've told you this. I guess we're going to have to just use all Siren story names. So I told Eric, my ex-husband, okay? Just so you guys know, that's his name. His name is Eric in my series. But I told him that I needed to do this. I needed to be able to release my emotions regarding what I had just been through, and that I know that it was an affair, and he knows. I told him he knew I was way too honest about what was going on because we were separated, but I didn't hide it. I just thought that made it okay, even though Xavier had a wife, which makes it absolutely not okay in my personal opinion. Okay, really not right. But anyways, stay away from married men. Okay, guys? Just don't do that.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. But yeah. I like that you're laughing. Isn't that your words that you actually said to me the night we went for a walk? Didn't you literally say that pretty much? Anyways.
Yeah, because it's pretty sound and
how's it feel? How's it feel? How does it fucking feel? Go ahead. Come on. Give it to me. Give it to me. I want to hear it. Say it.
I told her so. I fucking told her so.
And I'm missing one phrase that I need to hear.
I was right.
There, you nailed it. You nailed it. Yeah, because I raised you so smart. and I do listen to you. And here's the difference between you and me. You want to argue, deflect, and give me a damn reason why you don't want me to be right when I tell you some shit, but I sit here and look at what I just did. What did you say? This is called ownership. All right, IG. This is called
but I'm not right that many times. So when when it's me, I just like get a answer. When it's you, it's like God.
Because I'm right all the time?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, then why don't you just learn and
Nobody
stop
wants to
arguing?
praise it once it's constant.
Well, see, look at your negative deflection. This is what I'm talking about. All right. You can't take the worst fucking shit from your second dad. That's what we're gonna. Wow. And let's go. I love it. I love it. Okay, hold on. I gotta So I came to the conclusion. Let me just read through my notes because I wrote a lot. So here's my problem though, because I'm stuck in a certain level of my previous self where I'm like, so now that I've come to the conclusion, absolutely, because she set me off. She was like, ting, ting, ting. I let her in my head for a hot second and she made me hate him so much, right? And like, I have no doubt, okay? Either that's like a witch and a wizard at fucking war, or she's a witch and he's also fucked. And if he's fucked, you guys, that's my problem. That's why I keep fucking being stupid about things. This is what gives Eric fucking like all fucking discomfort, fucking super fucking, what do you call it? Insecurities. Because people are worried that because I think that he might be somewhat good, that he'll get the same kind of passage into my life that he's had before. And everybody saw what he did to me. So I got some shit to say about that. I will not carry anger and hatred in my heart to a level that allows me to use words like never. But what I am going to do is dedicate myself to my own heart and my own growth and my own shit. Because here's all I do know is that I may never know. I highly doubt we'll ever talk again. He had no intention of ever seeing me again, which again screams narcissism, and he just wanted to throw me away. And I was in the devaluation stage with him. Okay? And if that's what it is, I'm still going to be okay. But I'm going to be strong enough that if that's not what it was, and he is a victim, then I ain't taking on no puppy dog syndrome. That it's not going to break me. That I'm not going to fall for fucking games and lies. That I'll be so fucking strong that if you ever needed to lean on me, that I'm going to be able to fucking keep my boundaries absolutely. Like, we're talking rebar. Remember when we used to have to make rebar in 7 Days to Die? Like, you had to do the upgrade, and then it was an 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 upgrade, and then after your cement dried, number 7, you finally had it. Remember that, you guys? Remember when we used to have to do rebar frames? That's what the Harbor Bridge is built out of.
Rebar frames were a bitch.
So, by the way, it was just paint cracking on the Harbor Bridge. Nobody's worried about anything. But no, I cannot carry the hate in my heart. I can't do that. And Power Kane, I bet you disagree with me. Come on, why don't you weigh in on this? You two, right now, this topic we're talking about, you two have, like, the greatest. Like, if you think I sound like I'm being crazy, I value y'all because y'all watched what he did to me. Y'all saw it. And I just know I was crazy. And y'all know I was crazy too, right? Can we all agree on that? Like, I was not myself from 2023 to 2025. Can we all agree that I was fucked up?
No comment.
Arcane. Come on, guys. Let's just be real.
Emotional, damn it.
Oh my God. That's power. No, seriously though. I was not myself. Was I, IG? Was I the person you had grown up knowing?
No.
All right. And Power Cane, was I at all the person you had come to know in our short fucking friendship at the time? Because we just would have had our 5-year anniversary, by the way. Our friend-iversary. Cheers. Why does he refuse? He doesn't want to talk on my stream because it's too heavy of a topic. You know what? Put your fucking big boy pants on and get the fuck in the stream and stop worrying about saying controversial bullshit because you're my friend, you are close in my life, and this is my bar, and you can talk about whatever you fucking want. And if I don't like it, it's no reflection of me, bro. But on the... Wow, he's such a shit. You guys don't even understand. My phone is crying for you. It said, womp, womp, Power Cane. Come on. No, this is just like you at work. Nah, you are like, I'm going to say somebody else once told me that some shit. Nah. You got convictions and fucking opinions that matter. How bad was the relationship for me the last year?
Can I give it a scale of 1 out of 10 for bad?
I played the 5th.
I wish that he'd talk for real. Okay. Anyways, here's the problem I have, and here's where I was getting to it. In the end of the day, his behaviors may have just simply been, and IG called it. He said the longer that he was around her, it was going to get worse because IG, I think, had her figured out all along. I think I did too, but then Parker was born. And like, I learned that Anthony had autism. And then I was like, oh, some people aren't like that. And I let my guard down. And I decided to accept the whole world like a damn hippie. All right. That's a fucking, you know what? I am fucking not even trying to be marketable right now. The truth is, my mother was a hippie. All you need is love. Da 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 da. Fuck that shit. Listen to me. I am the opposite after what I've gone through. My mom was like, I'm going to fill my life with people and whatever. And I just keep cutting them out and cutting them out and cutting them out. And to the point where like I have literally had to get to a point where I am just going to be okay with being me because I'm clearly too much for everybody. And that's okay. Because you know what? You know what? I should be able to make a very great alcohol analogy considering I'm supposed to fucking be a mixologist. And I am struggling on whether or not aged whiskey is good because I'm going more for a cognac. I'm like a cognac, all right? And if anybody needs to Google that, I might too, because all I remember is just like the highest tier of brandy. But anyways.
Can I have some?
Call your grandpa. He has some aging in his wine cellar. It's the only time I've ever drank it in my life. And it is the sweetest. It is like if cherry Coke, maple syrup, and Jack Daniels had a baby.
So what I'm hearing is spend like nothing on those 3 ingredients and mix them all together.
Well, no, it's all about the.
You could buy a
you drink them in a thimble. No, you drink them in a thimble. You drink them in a thimble glass. It's smaller than a shot glass, and it's meant to be sipped.
I see.
That's me. I am not for everybody, nor does everybody need to know I exist. But what I do know, you guys, and what I've come to fucking grips with,
is that you're a nerd.
Yeah, and also, if he ever was in real trouble, I probably am not going to ignore him. I can ignore him for everything. Go ahead and follow me on fucking, you know what? Why don't you listen to this, mister? Okay, go ahead and subscribe to me, and whether it's an intimidation tactic or because you miss me, you're fucked either way. Because this is me now, and you already fucked up if you miss me. And if you're worried I'm gonna blow your life apart, maybe you should try something called the truth. How about that? Can we clip that? Clip that, please. I'm back. Everybody wanted me to get well, and I don't think anybody really knew what that was gonna mean. Look, I am a bitch. My favorite motto and theme song in life is Meredith Brooks' Bitch. because I am that. That is that is the best. That and Crazy Bitch, because I love that song because it's me too. But no, listen. That song is so much more me. Anyways, Buck Cherry. Crazy Bitch. I love that song. But no, I'm a crazy bitch. And I spent all these years trying to be a kindergarten school teacher. You know what? It's not for me.
Wait, what the fuck? Wait,
That was my
hold on.
original. No,
I just opened up Twitch.
Oh.
And because I have your stream on, I just wasn't on that screen, and I just opened it up.
Yeah.
And what is this conversation happening in the chat? Barking, are you on the podcast, or are you on this podcast, or a different one? Because what the fuck's happening over there?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking
The
about?
fuck do you mean? What am I talking about?
I'm dead serious. What are you talking about, bruh?
The chat, bro. What's going on over there?
Between me and Logan?
Yeah. Yes.
I haven't
No.
been paying attention to it at all. But it's been popping up on the board.
I
But
just opened it up to look, and I was just like, what the fuck? I'm like, Barry and Logan are just talking with one another in the fucking chat like it's a DM room or some shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Aw, that's the coolest thing ever. Remember when they fought in Fortnite and I almost kicked Power Cane out of our life? Because guns? Oh no, apparently it caused trauma. Hold on. Apparently, see, I'm not perfect, chat. I'm not sitting here pointing fingers at people who I think are narcissists or fucked up and think that there's so much. I am not perfect. I'm a fuck up too. And hold on, because I caused my child trauma and I need to figure it out. What?
Uh-oh.
Oh, never mind. It was Power Cane that caused the trauma. I'm sure I've done it a time or two myself. No, I'm just kidding. No. Blue,
Wow,
a blue scoped AR. Come here. You're old. No, hold up. He's way old enough to be on the stream a hot second. Everybody, welcome my baby, LP Gamer. He's gonna talk for a minute about this Fortnite experience.
Say.
I don't know. Did not anybody write you a script? Still, this is Andromeda's channel.
I don't know.
What happened in Fortnite?
Don't go off script. Don't go off script.
Oh shit! Oh no! Microphone close to your mouth. All right.
I'm wearing 2 headsets right now.
Okay. But what happened? What happened?
I think it was blue. I know it was a scoped AR in Chapter 2, Season 2, the Spy season. We were playing squads, and I think Power Cane maybe eliminated someone. I can't remember. And I had picked up the assault rifle, and he didn't like it.
The one that I think that I don't even fucking remember what it was. I thought it was like something about trying to get meowscles or something like that.
And now, here's what I. Oh shit!
Yeah, it was something at Catty Corner. That's all I remember.
Catty Corner. All I remember is that I turned around and I was like, "You're not gonna talk to my kid like that!" And I turned around. I come unglued. I went full Karen, Mama Bear. Like, look, you can use some. And by the way, psychological, because this isn't. I'm in the throes of fucking recovery and of my whole life at this point. I have gotten the best psychiatrist known to mankind, and I'm taking psychology courses almost halfway through my associate's degree, and I turn around and I'm like, you can afford to do more appropriate communication. Like, just tell him to give you the gun. You don't have to pitch a fit like a 2-year-old. And that's when I realized that Power Game was going to be my online husband, because he's exactly the same reaction when he has to do quests in video games. He doesn't get what he wants. He acts exactly like my ex-husband. Imagine. Sorry, Power Cane. It's just hard truth. Something that happens over here at Andrew's Bar. It's not that we don't, I mean, you're great. We love you. You're awesome. You're amazing. But you really are a perfect equivalent of my work husband. But all I know is that I freaked the fuck out, and then I was mad at him. And you know, normal people, what do? Power Cane, let's be real. Normal people turn around. We had not been online friends that long. We're just online friends. It's not a big deal. I got really mad. But we didn't stop talking, did we?
For a little bit.
Yeah, we did for a little bit. It was for a hot second. I was mad. Okay, what's it? What if you tell me something Mortal Kombat, LP?
You're dead. It won't be Power Cane stealing that blue scoped AR.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about it. If I'm gonna be real, guys, listen. LP was wrong. I was there. I saw what happened. I understand why Power Cane was mad. And Power Cane had every right to be fucking pissed off. But his methods of dealing with a fucking, like, what was he, like, 6-year-old, 8-year-old at the time? Was like, bruh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he was a little tiny child and made a dumb ass. Logan was in the wrong 110%. And I know what it was. Because Logan couldn't shoot shit. Logan had barely gotten his Switch. Logan, like, was not at the level. Oh, shut the hell up. You used to whine every day, long before we got to Night Stars, about how you weren't good enough to play as your brother, and now you love the fact that you can fucking walk right alongside him and you're fucking an asset. But you used to tell me how you couldn't be that way. So you just shut up for a hot second, because I told you practice makes perfect, and now look at you. That's great. We can all be like that now. But in the days that you stole that fucking gun from Power Cane, you thought good guns brought good fucking aim, and you were wrong. And you just lacked skill. So you were obsessive compulsively robbing him.
Look, Power Cane, it might have taken 3 years, but you're getting your revenge.
You literally were like, that's better than what I have. He killed the fucking fucker. And Power Cane, by the way, never even learned how to build in the game. And you walked in and you stole his damn loot. Okay? And the only reason why you got defended is because he acted more like a child than you were. So, but in the end of the day, you were absolutely wrong. And the only reason you were wrong is you were jealous of your brother. And I used to tell you, do you remember me telling you in Alabama that you better fuel that? You can't be jealous like that, that will eat your heart, because you might never. I had to accept it. It wasn't easy for me either. You think I wasn't jealous when he kicked my ass in 7 Days to Die? Nightstar was like, you gotta get a gaming computer. You gotta get a gaming computer. Finally, my computer was dying. I finally spent the fucking obscene amount extra I was a Facebook gamer at the time and played consoles. I was Wii and we didn't have a Switch back then, so it was Wii. It was just Wii. I played Harvest Moon. I like PlayStation 2. I was a Wii PlayStation 2 person, and she was like, you gotta get a PC. And she had been trying for fucking like ever. And finally, I bought that fucking PC. And one thing that has remained current is that if I drink, I cannot shoot. That's why I quit drinking when Fortnite started. But in a fucking true story. So in 7 Days to Die, though, I tried to learn WAS while having a bottle of Chardonnay. Didn't work out so hot in my favor. It wasn't fucking cooking dash. All right? IG turns around and jumps on the fucking computer at 8 years old and is like, and then I get up the next morning and Nightstar turns around and says to me, Nightstar's like, oh my God, your child is a gifted gamer. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she's like, no, he has game sense. And I'm like, okay. And she proceeds to tell me how on my character, he is fucking... She was learning from him and how quick he was figuring things out, because the game was very new. I think he joined in Alpha 7.
9.
So, 9. It was 9. I'm 2 numbers off.
They technically didn't have a 7 released to the public.
Oh, she was in 7. Okay. Oh, shame on you. He's tattling. He is tattling. I have news for you. Bad news for you. He's tattling. Stop talking. I don't need all of that. Will you stop talking like I don't know? You think I didn't raise him. He's my firstborn. I spent more time with him than any of you. I just called you out on your shit. Give me a hot second.
Wait, what the fuck's happening?
Firstborn card.
Okay, I don't know how to react to that right now because I just turned around and was like, I've spent more time with him. He's my firstborn. I know him better than any child. And then LP turns around and goes, I don't know what you're talking about. You raised dad. And now
Oh my god.
And now I'm lost because Anthony was 16 when I was his nanny. Oh, I said his real name. Now we gotta go do editing. I try not to.
You said
I'm not gonna. I have not said everyone's name. There's one name that I don't say because he who will not be named does not get any fucking energy from me until
never.
Never. What I do? What would you do? What would you do? Like seriously, I want to know. Like, what would you do if you thought I would be willing to interact with him? I just am curious.
I don't know. I'm not a very
confrontational person.
I'm a very let the universe punish people and not me. I'm not my place.
You'd let me get punished again?
Yep.
Oh, you know what? Oh my God! No, shut up! Shut up! Power Kane's right. No, didn't you guys spend enough time trying to defragment me? You don't owe me anything else. If I'm stupid enough to open that fucking door and I fucking go down some sort of fucking stupid wormhole, you better both abandon me. And then when I whine about it later, fucking clip this shit. Because no, for real.
Little does she knows I already have.
I'm just saying. Which, you know what? If you guys are something I can lose, probably nothing in the world that would be worth that. So that's the truth. Thanks for sticking with me, you guys. I know how bad I was. You two are the only ones that knew me well enough to literally my soul, that knew that when I was acting in ways that weren't me, y'all knew of that. And that's the only reason why you'd stick around, because that fucking hellfire was something. And the only reason why either one of you even stuck around or are here is because you actually did know me and you knew how off I was being. And that means that nobody in the world knows me better than you all. And I'm really sorry that I should have valued both of you. Probably more than you felt in the last 2 years. But you're my most important people. In Grey's Anatomy, Sandra Oh and Grey, Ellen Pompeo, they forged this friendship, and they said that everybody needs a person. It's not people, but everybody's got a person. And you guys are mine. They're my people, though, but you're both my person. And I thank you for not giving up on me, because I am fucking amazing and it is the best horse to bet on. So in the end of the day, it will all pay off, because don't think I'm going to forget you when I become rich and famous. You're all being showered in gifts. You all too. Anyway.
Lol.
All right. I'm just reading through. Uh-oh. Oh, fuck. There's a second page. Oh, my God. This is what I wrote. This is what I wrote. You want to hear? You know what? Let me just read this. This is my random fucking ramblings. Okay, so let's just say he's a narcissist. Either way, I can't be around these behaviors. Clearly makes me crazy. And whatever good I ever felt in... Oh, my God. It's hard to write in the wind. Hold on. And whatever good I felt in my mind, it will always be 100% fake. You don't claim that you have some deep connection and then prove to ignore it this way. There we go, guys. Like, I came around to it. But I just don't know that I'm not susceptible. We'll see. I also wrote, the extent of magic is nothing more than grooming.
There's that big boy word again.
Yeah.
That's a big
That
boy
sucks.
word.
I know, but I just have. When you told me that you thought we were wrong, it really fucking was like a punch in the gut to me because I really just couldn't believe that both you and I could feel somebody on that level and have us be wrong. Because you're like your dad. Your dad has always been my balance, and I'm so thankful for my friendship with him. But he's always been my balance, and he's always, in that regard, he's always been right. In marriage or not, he's gonna be my best friend for
Breath
life.
of the Wild. Fucking son of a bitch. I hear the bloops while Andromeda's dropping like the deepest lore, and it's just like fucking. Oh my god, that's crazy. I'm just listening to like this deep lore drop, and then I hear like that's crazy. Can't take anything seriously with that.
Well, maybe we shouldn't.
Oh, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Maybe being serious is too much of a problem.
Oh,
I guess so.
All right. So the last thing I'm going to say is, look, I don't know if he fucking subscribed to me as an intimidation tactic or to protect his ass. He once told me that he could listen to my voice forever. So listen to this. I'm going to tell my story. I'm really sorry if your wife ends up upon it. I'm really sorry if it outs your lies. Sorry, not sorry. I highly advise you the next time you ever should gain such an opportunity that you don't fuck it up the way you did this one. So I'll talk to you later. No, I won't. That's the thing. I probably never will. That's a beautiful thing. I probably never will. I lied. Oh, I must have learned it. Anyways, all right, we are way over our stream limit, and I want to go play some 7 Days to Die. And I'm also burnt to a crisp, guys. But then I'm so bronze in others. It is so good. It's so good. I love it. Life is rough. Daisy sucked everything out of us. I posted a cool short about Daisy, though. But now I gotta go and get off of this and go and put up our podcast for the 23rd before it's too late. Thank you all for watching. And listen, guys, I can't promise you. I am not going to promise anybody clean. I'm not going to promise anybody sane. I'm not going to promise anybody anything other than 100% real, uncensored, and uncut over here on Twitch. Look, I'm processing life. Who I am today should have no bearing on who I might become tomorrow. I can't tell you how many times I look back on my past self and I say to myself that, God, I sound like an idiot right there. And I hope to God that with whatever I have to say today, I can only hope I grow and become better tomorrow and the day after and the day after, so that some year down the way, I end up finding myself looking back on this video and thinking I was such a fucking idiot. Because that is the only way that we're truly moving forward. The only way that we truly get to grow and change is when we're willing to look in the mirror and we're willing to see how we are flawed. And you have a choice. Are you going to embrace that flaw? Or is it something that bothers you? And if it's something that bothers you, you have the power to change. But sometimes flaws are okay too. And I wish I would have kept a little bit more of my bitchiness over the years. But anyways, this is life now. I mean, it's not like everything's perfect for me. Logan is passed the fuck out. Oh my God, he's just knocked the fuck out. I just went off on a Jerry Springer fucking ending tangent. Kyle's not even here as a moderator to clip.
Can you
He's out.
Can you promise me one more thing, by the way?
What?
You promise me one more thing, by the way?
What promise you one more thing? What?
Can you cook some fucking food at this bar? Jeebus crossed. It's like mandatory.
I'm not getting in the kitchen. And with that, we're gonna say, take care, y'all.
In the kitchen. Wow.
We're ending.